Brothers and sisters, I want to particularly address someone who I like. I like this person because I believe that no matter how good or how bad someone is, there is an element of truth in that person. You just have to wait for the truth to reveal itself, and the truth will reveal itself sooner or later. For people who believe that political elites are their bosom buddies and that they care about them, please, they don't. Um, they use the populace like tools, like you would use a garden hoe or a pick or a hammer. We are tools to the political elites. Political elites are bred, taught, nurtured to keep the disenfranchised disenfranchised. There are only so many people who could ascend to the top. And whether we want to accept the reality that um, we have a tiered system across all nations that speak specifically to a caste oriented system or not, um, reality check, we do. We have a caste oriented system. Barbados is a caste oriented system, just like in India, just like in Haiti. And we look at caste sometimes in pigmentation, but sometimes caste is connected to the familial aspects of who we are, subjects that we don't want to approach and deal with. Are very relevant as we live in this 21st century. We live in a caste oriented society. Patrick King, no politician cares about you. You make noise on their behalf, you speak on their behalf, brother, and you and me and anyone else who think that politicians for the moment may care about the masses for the moment to get what they want. Once they've gotten what they want, long term, they only care about themselves, their ability to keep themselves in an elitist operational situation to get what they can out of the giving multitude. And that's about it, Patrick. We can make noise all day long, Pat. They ain't listening, and they never will. Because for people like me and you, we didn't come from political elite family structures in Barbados, caste oriented familial ties in the higher caste structures in Barbados. We didn't. So when you look at how Barbados is caste oriented, 11 plus into Harrison College, Queens College, Combermere, Large School, St. Michael, whatever you want to make it analogous to, over the years from the tentacles of the slaveocracy to the civil service of Barbados, those people were bred, born to be institutionalized in a operative, political, institutional manner. And I wanted to say intellectual manner that separates themselves from most hardworking Barbadians. And though they may fold up their pant leg and sit on your front stoop and pretend that they care about you or they understand, they don't, because they never had to struggle for a meal one day. And if they ate corned beef and white rice with a piece of pear on the side and some cucumber on the side, it's because they chose to, not because they had to. So there's a difference between choosing to and having to. And the former Prime Minister of Barbados, Frondo Stewart, pretty much hit the nail on the head when he said the only class that really matters in Barbados is the political class. He spoke volumes, he spoke truths that most Barbadians probably heard and ignored, but he was speaking truth to you and telling you that really, truthfully, we don't matter. And that's just not in Barbados, that's across the board, across many societies and many generations. So when we act as the 500-pound gorilla in the room as political minions, as political operatives, and we um, um, purport to offer um, this dysfunctional, dystopian aspect of ourselves politically, this separatist attitude, we are doing it to ourselves while politicians sit and laugh and commit themselves to taking care of themselves and their families, and that's to the exclusion of everybody else. You have to understand that it's a game of chess and we are all pawns. But even a pawn can be strategic. Even a pawn can become a king and ultimately a queen, the most important piece on a chessboard if played right. But you have to know strategically how to look ahead at yourself to afford yourself the possibility to neutralize what the political elites intend to do with us in Barbados or anywhere else. It's a political game. It's just as simple as that. And they know it. They know typically that there's a finite period of time for them in political office, Patrick. They utilize that finite period of time and they use political actors, whether it will be me, you, whomever, that they think they could use to engender support to get the word out there, to have talking heads talk for them. And depending on where you are in the political structure, they may reward you. They may reward you, give you a job, give you an ambassadorship, put you on a commission, something like that. But ultimately, if you came from a background that was not caste oriented, where you went to one of the higher level grammar schools in Barbados, which by the way still exists in the 21st century, you're just a puppet. They're just pulling your strings. They're pulling your strings and watching you act. And that leads to a situation that makes us all chameleons, Patrick, or act like we are bipolar, political bipolar. There's a lot of political bipolarity that exists, and you have to be in touch with those realities and look at those realities and understand it. People who are apolitical perhaps are better off than people who are beaten on their chests with political suggestibilities. And at the end of the day, they're all the same. There is just one difference between the BLP and the DLP. That's the first letter in both parties. But typically, they're all political elites, and they have all learned much too well from the slave masters. And they echo across all landscape the vernacular of the slave masters in order to keep the slaves in line. Just remember that, Brother Patrick King. And at the end of the day, whatever they throw out there to us is scraps because they're not giving us the best. Just like the slave master did. They gave us the intestines of the pig and the hoofs of the pig, the meat that they wouldn't eat, they gave to the slaves. Same thing politically. They're giving us the things that they don't want. what they want best for themselves and their families can clearly be seen from healthcare to jobs to schools to where they live, where they're living, what beaches they go to, what picnics they go to, Patrick. All of this is a circus, and we are just the players. Peace. God bless everybody. Take care.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.